All right, so I just checked out of my room at the Roosevelt and I'm hopping on a plane right now to go to San Francisco. Man, so many flights. I hope I get to the 100K club this year. Going to San Francisco is gonna be very exciting. Gonna be doing some stuff with the Kind of Funny gang. Greg Miller. Hi, how are you?
Have a nice day.
You too. It's my boo. And yeah, it's been a while since I filmed with Greg Miller. I mean, I speak to him all the time, but it has been a minute since we, this is terrible. Harley, you're an idiot or what? Jimmy would not be happy. Yeah, it's been a while since I filmed anything with Greg and the rest of the Kind of Funny gang. I think the last time I saw him was the Final Fantasy 15 thing that he hosted. Oh, okay, that's weird. In my last vlog, at one moment, I'm putting on and taking off the knight armor, and I'm talking to some people on set, and I'm bringing up some things and some thoughts that I thought were interesting or whatever, and we're just chatting, shooting the shit, and a lot of these people I just met today, and someone made a comment, AJ2674, and I wanted to mention it because I didn't take offense to the comment, but I definitely thought it was something that he brought up, something interesting that some people might not know, and I thought I might as well just mention it in video. But he was like, during that time, Harley's recapping everything his friends have said for the past month, which isn't true, because I didn't just I didn't recap what my friends have said. I mean, the pivot on Army of Darkness from Evil Dead 1 and 2 is my own thought, and going back in time not to kill Hitler but to see a death match is also my own thought. And so I don't know why you said that. And the Marines in Rome thing, that's from Reddit, the internet, it's not from my friends. I don't know for the first part of the comment, but the second part of his comment is what I thought I would address. He says, douchebag yes man laughs too hard, often saying oh my god after ridiculously inane statements. Now the entire conversation was inane. The entire conversation was a goofy ass, silly conversation. But I needed to mention this because this is pretty interesting and it could be helpful to a lot of people that want to create content, because it helped me in my journeys. That's not a douchebag yes man. That is the director. It's his set. Now, even when you're not filming, a real director will keep directing. Now, if he's counting on me to be funny, then I have to feel confident. Because you can't feel confident. I mean, you can't be funny if you're not confident. If you're there and you're gonna like mumble some jokes or be uncomfortable, it's just not gonna be funny. It's gonna be cringy, weird, and sad. So that douchebag yes man is not that. He's actually a professional director and he's being professional. The move is, and remember, this isn't a somber set. This isn't a sad set. We're trying to be funny, we're trying to be physical, we're trying to have fun. So what he's doing is he's directing between takes. We're having a conversation, we are actually engaging, it is genuine, it is real, but the laughs might be played up a little bit. And that's on purpose. If you've ever gone to a live taping of a Jay Leno show or a sitcom, before the show starts, an animator will come out and he's gonna make some jokes that are corny and he's gonna just put himself out there, and those corny jokes are the jokes that are guaranteed to get some giggles. They'll never bring down the house. They're just to get some giggles, get people comfortable laughing next to the strangers that they're sitting next to and stuff like that. And then he goes on to say, when something happens and there is a joke, don't just laugh, laugh hard. Laugh way harder than you would. Let's practice it right now. And then he runs through some exercises, literally telling you goofy jokes and asking you to laugh way harder than you normally would. And then he says, do this, because if you do this, then the talent will feel like they're funnier, and in turn, and this is true, they will be funnier. They will actually be funnier. And the side benefit of it is you just get to enjoy the show more. You just get to laugh more, because before you know it, you'll just actually be laughing. So that being said, as a director, it's important to, you know, obviously you could be like, okay, maybe that joke doesn't work or whatever on camera, but off camera, try and be chill. Enjoy the time, enjoy the set. It's super important to have a jovial atmosphere. If you don't have a jovial atmosphere, people aren't going to enjoy themselves, people aren't going to be funny. You can't really be funny if you're not really enjoying yourself. I mean, I've seen some angry rants, but ultimately, you know, more often than not, they're not funny unless someone is enjoying themselves. Some people enjoy being angry. But so the point I'm getting at is what he's doing there is he is laughing maybe a bit more. But that's because everyone's laughing a bit more, and that's because we're all trying to have a good time. We're literally all creating art, and we all have an element of acting in there. Now, I don't doubt that a lot of the shit I said there was completely hilarious and actually deserved very hard laughs, but if you felt like it was coming off that way, I've noticed it in the edit before and in the past, that that's something that happens on set. And then I noticed when I went to live tapings that they have the animator come out. And the reason why this is important to you guys is because when I first did Epic Mealtime, when I first started it, I was the only person that ever went to acting classes or did comedy or did drama improv and stuff like that. Everyone was talented in their own ways, but I was one person that really tried to be funny on camera and in front of people and as a performer. So in the early days of filming, when the guys would go and make jokes, I made sure to laugh. Even if I wasn't gonna put it in the final edit, I would laugh. Because if someone went up, if like, you know, for example, Tyler, who I always found very funny, if he went up and he made a joke that sucked, and I was like, okay, shit joke alert, wow, dummy, maybe go back to whatever, that wouldn't help, because he wouldn't be inclined to make the next joke. And that next joke might be the funniest joke of the day, but he wouldn't have made it if he didn't feel good about the first one. So when I was there filming with my friends, and if you're filming with your friends who are just amateur performers and are just getting into it, laugh, enjoy it. If it's a bad joke, laugh at it that it's a bad joke. Everything's fun. If you get caught up in judgy and judgmental, even if someone is an incredible performer, you're putting an extra obstacle in front of them, an extra barrier. People don't need those barriers. They don't need those obstacles when they're trying to find something that's really deep inside, that joke that might be there that people don't know is there. So I'm just saying, that on set, which you thought was a douchebag yes man, was someone being professional and catering to the jovial environment of the set to ensure that it maintains an element of comedy. And that will happen when the talent here, right? The people on camera are performing and they're enjoying themselves, and their performances will be better in that sense. Now the downside of it is there are some incredibly unfunny people, and they are still actors and they still get jobs and they still go and make things happen. And those people, or maybe better yet, this is maybe why a lot of people in the spotlight think their shit don't stink, is because their job is spent on set with people that laugh at every single one of their jokes, tell them they look so good and they can't do anything wrong. And that's because it caters to the art. But when that art is done and that director no longer sees that talent still goes off and lives his life and does whatever. And when someone's like, oh, I don't know, you're kind of, that's a shit joke, they're like, yeah, shit joke? Well, I don't know. I was just on set with Michael Bay and he told me I was pretty fucking funny. Not that that's the exact scenario, but I'm just saying, like, that's how it can kind of lead to actors or performers having huge heads, because you can't blame them. They sit on set all the time and always do that shit, and they don't really edit their stuff like I do or other online people do. And when you're editing online, you get to see things differently, like, oh, that wasn't actually that funny, but that person laughed harder. I get it. And that in itself is grounding. And so there is a downside to it. But the upside is, if you're working on amateur stuff, enjoy it. Laugh harder. Laugh harder on set. You'll enjoy yourself more, and I promise the content will look better if you enjoy yourself. Some of the worst episodes of Epic Mealtime were when people were not enjoying themselves. So make sure you make your environment, and if you're running that set, or even if you're not running that set and you're a part of it, make it a jovial atmosphere. It'll go a long way in your content, I promise. Shoop. All right, just got to San Francisco in my room right now. It's pretty tight, this little area here that I'm sure thousands of hookers have been fucked on. Bathroom's looking pretty sweet. Fuck this, why would I even show you that? Who cares? Why am I even showing you any of it? It's a hotel room. Nothing really remarkable, but I don't know. It's content, right? Yeah, it is. This is pretty hype. Little story corner. Wanna like story time, sit down, read some books? Huh? Am I right? Well, anyways, just landed in San Francisco. So excited to be here for Kinda Funny Live. I know I just rambled so much in that the car there, but the cab, but I think that was useful for you guys. Maybe it was. Well, what the fuck? I don't know. I'm dumb. Listen, I'm really excited to be at Kinda Funny Live, and the first time I ever met Greg Miller, he was really excited about Epic Mealtime like 7 years ago. And I came to San Francisco, and I loved IGN. IGN.com is still my front page, on my homepage on my computer. And when I met him, and I went to IGN and stuff, he was kind of hyped up, and other people were hyped up about meeting Epic Mealtime. And I was like, I'm friends with all of you on Facebook. And they're all like, what? And I went to Greg Miller, I'm like, hey, like, pull out your phone. I've been your friend on Facebook since like 2008 for no good reason other than I was just being a creep, and I like added IGN editors. I think initially I added Jessica Chobot on Facebook, and I was like, oh, that works. And then I just started adding like everyone that works at IGN. It was really fucking weird. But the first time I met him, we got into a yelling competition in the bar. And it was really fucking dumb and terrible. I would never do something like that again. But it was fun and funny at the time. And there's a big difference between being 26 years old and being 31 years old. And that's basically what that was. Here's a clip of it. I'm gonna steal it from someone's page.
You just gotta be as loud as you can, and then I'll be louder.
So now, who is judging the competition is what I want to know.
I want to judge it.
That guy. And her.
Okay.
You should have Tina help though. You ready, bitch?
I'm ready, bitch. So I'm going first here.
Where are you?
Hey, hold on, are we just doing any sound we want to?
Yeah, I'm going for siren. You know what I'm going for.
Okay, so, but I mean, alright, whatever.
I'm ready.
Ref! You doorknob! You gravy sucking pig! Ref! You doorknob! You gravy sucking pig!
Okay.
Ref! You doorknob! You gravy sucking pig! Die! Scum! 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 Where are you from?
That's one, buddy. That's it. That's a go.
Well, so, who wins? By the way, just so you know, he came up to me and told me to be quiet. He didn't tell you to be quiet. Just so you know.
Well, no, you always go up to the biggest pussy in the bar and say, oh, can you calm your
First
friends
of all,
down?
Greg, look, I got your wrist. Can you grab my wrist like that?
Yeah.
Can you make a connection?
Oh, sure.
Okay, well, let's move in together.
I don't know, what do you think?
Cool.
Rank.
We did get kicked out of that place. We got kicked out, and it was worth it because look, it's a memory. And now you guys get to share that memory with me. I'm fucking starving. I haven't eaten anything all day. I don't know what's around me, so I'm gonna do that move where I'm just like gonna Google food near me. Yeah, what did people do before the future? Wow, the new shit. I've never had cookies and cream before. And what does that mean, squeeze? So curious. Little Pockies. Wow. And now this is the advanced Pocky. The advanced Pocky game, Almond Crush. Fuck, new idea. I'm gonna make some epic Pockies. So I started off with this bowl of meatballs. Just a good appetizer. Because it's not like it's the fattest thing. It's not like there's lots of carbs, some protein in it. I like to start off with some meatballs. I mean, if I really had my way, I would start off with nachos every meal, I think. But in Canada, I like the nachos better. In the States, sometimes you do, the American nachos use like the drippy, goopy cheese. Never happens in Canada. You never get like the queso drippy cheese. You get like actual melted cheese. Shout out to Denny's, those zesty nachos. They do both. Remember when that girl blew that guy at Denny's as a tip? So many things happen on the internet, you forget sometimes.